Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Welcome to summer. 9:02. A little bit of change on this Tuesday morning. It's the 23rd day of January right here on RiverBender.com. It's our daily show. And my apologies yesterday. We decided, we tried to make it in yesterday. I had so many people calling me on Monday and saying, hey, we're going to cancel. If that's okay, can we reschedule for later on in the week? So I said, yeah, but I'll still go in and do a live show. I was on the phone with Mike upstairs because very stupidly, I woke up and decided to take Albie Hill Monday morning. Worked fine. Albie was fine. Well, then I got next to Schwegel's and my car just, going like 4 miles an hour, decided to veer right and go backwards down into MLK 67, and I gave up. Anyway, with that being said, we're back to normal right here on this Tuesday morning with great guests. We're going to be talking about the winter night hike coming up at Pere Marquette in a couple of minutes, and then we're going to be talking to Dennis Wilsmeyer with America's Central Port. This is such a huge piece of the region. And, so many times when you drive by something, you don't realize how much of an impact it has. Since 1959, just hundreds of millions of dollars of economic impact for our region. And Dennis will be joining us to fill us in on America's Central Port. Then Kathy Lewis will join us at about 10:30 for all we need to know about the legendary Mustang Sanctuary and their upcoming event to help support the sanctuary and keep their lights on and keep them moving forward towards a greater tomorrow. That all comes down the pipeline in the next 2 hours, but right now at 9:04, make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you'll never miss out. You can join myself and over 70,000 people. Yeah, 70,000. Truly in the know. Each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to East St. Louis first. A federal grand jury in East St. Louis returned a 7-count indictment charging 11 individuals in a conspiracy to distribute large quantities of fentanyl, meth, and cocaine in southern Illinois and across the country. Here's what you need to know. The indictment charges Rogelio Martinez Barraca, also known as Rodrigo or Chaparro Shorty, 35 of St. Louis, Jose Manuel Garcia Ramirez, also known as Panzan Potbelly, 34 of Bakersfield, Ricardo Lopez, also known as Ricardito, 35 of St. Louis, Gustavo Torres Urena, also known as Ojas Verdes, Green Eyes, 60 of San Bernardino, Oscar Daniel Barajas Lopez, also known as Danny, 21 of O'Fallon, Missouri, Jamie Barajas, 40 of O'Fallon, Missouri, Excel Amaya Gomez, also known as Colombiano of Bridgeton, 31 years of age, D'Angelo Barnes, also known as Lentes, Glasses, 37 of Florissant, David Howard, 52 of Florissant, Carolina Lopez, also known as La Marina, 39 of Granite City, Illinois, and Monica Chavez, 26 of O'Fallon, Missouri. Law enforcement agencies and the United States Attorney's Office will continue to work together to dismember organized crime rings responsible for distributing drugs and wreaking havoc in our communities, says United States Attorney Rochelle Odd-Crow. According to court documents, the drug conspiracy involved an organized effort to distribute more than 400 grams of fentanyl, 5 kilos of cocaine, and 50 grams of methamphetamine from at least August 2022 to December of 2023 in Madison and St. Clair counties. Martinez Becerra and Barajas Lopez and Chavez are all also accused of distributing more than 50 grams of methamphetamine in Madison County in April of 2023. In addition, Martinez Becerra is facing 3 counts of international money laundering for allegedly wiring more than $7,000 from Collinsville to various locations in Mexico from May through July 2023. The case is part of the Organized Crime Drug Task Force operations. OCD ETF identifies, disrupts, and dismantles the highest-level criminal organizations that threaten the United States using a prosecutor-led, intelligence-driven, multi-agency approach. Dan Brandon reporting out of Alton, the recent NAACP Alton Branch Martin Luther King ceremony was a special day on many accounts, from the keynote speaker to some of the area legends in attendance. But what was most notable was how President Leon Smallwood Bay and others involved some area youth in the event. 9-year-old Miles Lacey stole the show with his vocal rendition of Total Praise. Miles was simply great, said the event's master of ceremonies, Rosie Brown. People loved him, she said. It was so impressive to have Miles and other young people come out with their skills and portray their love for Dr. King. Jayon Harrison said he felt great to be there, and it was his first time he could be there for the annual NAACP King event. Harrison proudly read the following quote from the Dr. King ceremony: "The measure of a man is not where he stands in comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenges and controversy." David and Sheila Goins were both impressed by the involvement of the youth in the program, the keynote speaker, and the program in general. Here's a quote from the mayor: "The young people were impressive, especially the young man who sang. He also sang the following day at an NAACP event in Edwardsville where I spoke." Sheila Goins said that she was very proud of all the youth who participated, and it does make the program special every year. My apologies for that. David Goins said, "It is imperative to remember Dr. King and the impact he's had on society." Dalton Brown reporting out of Troy. A man from Troy is facing multiple felony charges after allegedly possessing a stolen motor vehicle and attempting to elude a police officer on Tuesday, January the 16th. According to recent Madison County court filings, Matthew Delaney, 46, of Troy, was charged with unlawful possession of a motor vehicle and aggravated fleeing or attempting to elude a peace officer, according to court documents. Delaney possessed a 2010 Ford van with an Arizona registration number while, quote, knowing it to have been stolen or converted. According to a petition to deny his pretrial release, Delaney was, quote, located in a vehicle that was reported stolen and fled members of Madison County Sheriff's Department that attempted to apprehend him. Delaney was also reported speeding at 87 miles per hour in an area with the 55-mile-an-hour limit. He was also on parole for the offenses of home invasion, aggravated battery with a firearm, among other burglaries. Delaney was additionally charged with fleeing, attempting to elude a peace officer after knowingly failing to obey a visual or audible sign given to him by a Madison County deputy sheriff to stop the vehicle he was driving. He faces 2 felonies, one Class 2 for possession of a stolen vehicle and a Class 4 for fleeing and attempting to elude. Court documents indicate he was remanded to jail until his initial court appearance. And please note that all suspects innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. In Granite City, Dalton Brown also reporting the Granite City police arrested a man last week on charges of aggravated battery and resisting a peace officer on Wednesday, January the 17th, according to recent court filings. Michael J. Randazzo, 51, listed as homeless, was arrested by the Granite City Police Department on charges of aggravated battery and resisting a police officer. According to court documents, Randazzo caused great bodily harm to the victim after striking them about the head with a blunt object, causing the injuries to require multiple stitches. He was additionally charged for resisting arrest by a Granite City police officer. He faces a Class 3 felony for the aggravated battery charge and a Class A misdemeanor for resisting a peace officer. Court documents indicate he was remanded to jail until his initial court appearance. And please note, like always, all suspects innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. A man from Alton has been charged with unlawfully carrying a firearm and over 30 grams of cannabis on a street in Godfrey. Marcus A. Hendricks, 18, of Alton, was charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and unlawful possession of cannabis on Thursday, the 18th of January. According to court documents, Hendricks allegedly carried a firearm, specifically a Glock 40 cal Model 23, on a public street known as Laurel Avenue in Godfrey. At the time, the gun was uncased, loaded, and immediately accessible, and he had not been issued a currently valid firearm owner's identification card. Hendricks was additionally charged with unlawful possession of more than 30 but less than 100 grams of cannabis, other than as authorized in the Cannabis Regulation and Tax Act. In total, Hendricks was charged with a Class 4 felony for unlawful firearm possession and a Class A misdemeanor for unlawful cannabis possession. Court documents do indicate he was released upon his signature of a condition of pretrial release order. And please note, like always, all suspects innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. It's officially Girl Scout cookie season, and there are scouts out in the community selling those Thin Mints and all of your other favorite flavors. But while cookies are a popular part of the organization, parents and kids want people to know that the program is much more than sweet treats. Proceeds from cookie sales provide the funding needed for troops to complete volunteer initiatives, learn new skills, and explore the community. Last year, the scouts went to Holiday World and visited Abraham Lincoln's home, and Stacy Eccles, a volunteer parent from Godfrey, said she wasn't sure what the girls will decide to do with their money this year. She noted that the troop loves camping and will likely choose an outdoor activity. But the Girl Scouts program have opportunities for all kids no matter what their interests are in. From Pinewood derbies to robotics teams, scouts can choose to pursue whatever activities they find engaging. Eccles said that the Girl Scouts program is much more than just selling cookies. You can help the Girl Scouts this year by purchasing cookies and by going to gsofsi.org to find a list of operations that are selling cookies. And if you're interested in enrolling your child to a local troop, you can email Girl Scout Service Unit 101@gmail.com or call 314-375-6723 for more information. Also, Loretta Graham, the CEO of the Girl Scouts of Southern Illinois, will be on the show on the 31st to fill us in on cookie season. At 9:13, take a look at weather. Well, it ain't the weekend, that's for sure. 36 degrees, it feels like 35, but for all of us, it feels like 90. Today, cloudy and not as cold with areas of drizzle. Tonight, periods of rain. Temperatures will reach 44 degrees today, drop down to 36 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, a high of 48 and 92% chance of rain, and 39 for the low. On Thursday, a high of 47, a low of 36, a 55% chance of precipitation. On Friday, the start of Elephant's Graveyard, altonlittletheater.org to get your tickets. A high of 47, a low of 34, partly sunny skies, and a great way to kick off the weekend. On Saturday, a 60% chance of rain, 42 for the high and 32 for the low. But right now, as it sits at 9:14 on this 23rd day of January, it's 36 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 35. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. Hey, before we take a quick break, let me fill you in on Lisa Webb, because the house on Langdon that we looked at on Wednesday, already under contract. That's how quick it was. Lisa Webb is moving right now, and she wants you to be a part of the growth of 3rd Street Realty. Whether or not you're buying your first home, she is one of the only agents that will sit there with you and help you buy a house. Whether or not you're selling for the 10th or 40th time, or things are getting hard and you got to start looking at foreclosure, maybe a short sale to get out of a little bit of a financial turmoil situation, Lisa Webb's been a part of it all. You guys love the recent write-up on Third with 3rd Street Realty, and you can hang out with her and I on the 3rd Wednesday of each month at thirdstrealty.com. That's thirdstrealty.com. A quick break. Our daily show hits you right after this in downtown Alton. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit thirdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet. I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Telling you, love. It's 9:20. Welcome back to our daily show on this Tuesday morning. Thank God we did not decide on Monday.
Yeah, for sure.
Because nobody was here. I woke up, man, at 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I'll be honest. I did wake up at 7. I thought I was going to wake up earlier. I didn't. And I went, I'll check my phone. And I had everyone text me going, hey, man, I'm going to sit at home today. And I went, I'll try. I ended up going sideways by Schwegel's down a hill, and I went, you know what? I tried enough. I'm going to go try back from my couch.
For sure, yeah.
Well, you just got to the Illinois Department of Natural Resources.
Yes, sir.
Office of Land Management.
Yes, sir.
And this is 2.5 months into the game. How's it going so far?
It's been going really well. I'm having a lot of people come out to the park, which we're really excited and happy about. We're doing programs every week. We're, expanding what we have, and we're getting ready for awesome summer and we're just excited that people are here in town.
Well, Lev, and I want to ask you a little bit more because was wanting to go a deep dive into Pere Marquette, but real quick, you had a pretty good addition to bring you in because you have experience over in Tennessee in National Park Services. So it's great to have you here. What was the transition? Was there just an opening, or was there a transfer? How'd you make it to Alton?
Well, I used to work in Southern Illinois years ago.
Okay.
And I really just fell in love with Illinois flora and fauna. I'm a big plant guy. I really love the plant communities here.
Right on.
And I think that this region of Illinois is really interesting ecologically, geologically. And so I applied. I got an interview. I really transitioned. It's been really great.
So before we go into the winter night hike, which I think is really, really cool, I wanted to ask you about, because I've said it before, that it just seems like we're in a different breeding ground of a region, in terms of plant life, in terms of animals, and you name it. But you're a lot more versed in this field than I am. Could you explain to the folks, just in a brief overview, what makes our region so unique when it comes to this?
Absolutely. So Illinois is in a transitional zone. So if you look at the southeastern United States and the northeastern seaboard, Illinois is kind of where you're getting those species changing from eastern species to western species. So you're getting a mixture of a lot of different plants and animals that you don't find. Like, you'll find armadillos here, but you go a state over and you won't find any armadillos. You'll find rattlesnake plantain in Illinois. You go a little bit further east and you're not going to find it.
Wow.
So, and we also have sandstone cliffs and bluffs and limestone. And, the glaciation just changed everything. And so it's a really unique and interesting region.
Well, and on top of that, man, where you're at in Grafton, there is some unique stuff happening all the time in that Pere Marquette region of the 618, because, we just had Principia on talking about their mammoth find and their archaeology classes where you can go observe them digging this, mammoth out of the ground. And just things like that to really make it all unique, but add on your component of education.
For sure.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, I didn't even know that there was a mammoth dig going on. So
you can find that interview on RiverBender.com/daily show.
Really cool.
Shameless plug. It's really cool. They're doing classes where you can observe them twice
That's awesome.
a week.
I might have to go check that out.
Well, and getting back to this, Pere Marquette, everyone knows about the namesake events, like Eagle Days, and you name it down the list, people know. But these services, like just programs and going out and really learning, I want to talk more about them because it seems like a lot of people are going to be interested in these, especially being able to go hike at night in these woods with somebody that's not going to get you hurt or falling down the bluff.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, no. So how did this idea come about, man?
Well, I think that, it's really unique and it's really interesting. It's not something that people go out and get to do.
Right.
When you go hiking, you go from sunrise to sunset.
Yep.
I think that when you go to the woods at night, it's a totally different ball game. And, it gives a little wintry, spooky element to it. And I think that it's also something that kids and families will really enjoy. And that's part of what I'm trying to do, is bring kids and families to the park.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really unique experience. And I think people will really enjoy it.
Well, and on top of that, too, because one of my parents, so they live on the bluffs near La Vista, and I walk diagonal behind my parents' house, and I'll end up right at the cross. And, so being in that woods, it is a whole different world when the sun goes down, because that same tree turns into a spooky monster at about 9:30. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And what's it like, though? Because to me, it's a whole new way to observe life and observe wildlife, because we don't see how these, a lot of, insects and a lot of mammals really work at night, and how they utilize our resources in our landscape.
Yeah, so that is really interesting. And, it being winter, the chances of seeing some of those things might be lower. Bobcats are out there at night. You might see opossum and raccoon. And also, it's just different at that time of day. It's the same but different. So I think that it really brings people out of their comfort zones.
So fill me in on the details. What date and time is this on?
It's going to be February 3rd. That's a Saturday at 8 p.m.
Ooh, that's nice. And, too, I already looked at the extended forecast. We are free and clear for like 2 weeks before some more snow hits. So
rain or shine, we're going to do it. So
that's what I was going to ask you. And then the big thing, too, because we always like to make sure that we give that this information, it's not going to be ADA accessible, I would assume.
Unfortunately, no. But in the future, I do hope to have ADA accessible programs. And if there's ever a request for that kind of thing, just give me a call at Pere Marquette, and I'll make sure that happens for you.
And whenever you're going through the structure of this, how do you come through and figure out the spot to do it? Because you could hike at any point in the evening or whenever, but me going out there is going to be a little bit different in terms of where should we take the non-experienced hiker
So I'm looking at our famous Pere Marquette Loop, which is 2.5 miles. It's got a really cool overview at the top, McAdams Peak. We can probably see the lights of St. Louis. If it's going to be a clear night, we can go see some constellations and some stars. I think that's going to be quite interesting. And then there's also cool little geological features along that route.
Man,
too. It'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, and how much are tickets?
Absolutely free. You just show up.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta explain something here, Lev. Valentine's Day is coming up in a few short weeks. Okay. Everyone's going to be doing something on the 10th, which is the Saturday before Valentine's Day. Do something. Start the month off hot with your Valentine's date, whether it's a guy or a girl. A nice night hike at Pere Marquette to learn about the resources. Take a nice relaxing stroll. Then once you're done, you go over to Grafton for a nice bite to eat. And then you are out of the doghouse for the next 3 months, courtesy of Lev and CJ.
Absolutely. And we'll also have s'mores and a fire going too.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
So where are we going to start this journey at?
We're going to start right at the Visitor Center. Meet there at 8 p.m. We'll leave about 8:15. Get back around 9:30, 10 o'clock.
And now, do they have to register for this ahead of time?
Not specifically, but if you gave me a call on RSVP, that would be greatly appreciated.
Awesome. And whenever we're going through this, in terms of duration, how long should we ballpark for on that Saturday night?
2.5 hours, and always, like I say, wear closed-toed shoes and dress for the weather.
Oh, yep. I didn't even think about that. And bring some water, probably,
yes,
too.
Bring some water, too.
On this, are you going to be able to kind of, with it being darker, still stop and look at some of the plants and some of the tree life and talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll also give you a flashlight, too, if you don't bring your own.
Oh, really cool. See, now that's my thing. I got this little wimpy, dinky little son of a gun that I'm telling you, I could probably light something with a cigarette lighter more than my little flashlight. What do you guys use when you're out in the woods? Because, that's a big thing.
Yeah, so for me, I use Nightcore, which is just, they just make some nice flashlights. I use it for caving too, but we'll just give you a regular, good old regular dollar store flashlight, and that should be fine.
There you go. Hey, do you have a moment to stick around? I gotta pay a quick bill. 9:28 is the time. We'll keep this conversation going with Lev, the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, Office of Land Management, because they want you to explore your natural resources in these great programs. This one's free on February the 3rd. It starts at 8 o'clock. You leave at 8:15 from the Visitor Center on that beautiful 2.5 mile loop around Pere Marquette. Am I getting it right?
Perfect.
Oh, my God. I'm off to the races this week.
Yes, sir.
Haven't botched it yet, and we'll find out if I can do it after a quick break. At 9:28 on RiverBender.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain.
goodness, you didn't hear me say that. 9:31. Welcome back with Lev, Illinois Department of Natural Resources, Office of Land Management, and we're talking about these really cool programs. So this is the first time in how long they've had someone in your position over there?
Quite a few years. They've had people come in and out.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been really great. And those people that have come before me have done a really good job. But I'm ready to, hit the ground running and increase what we do for sure.
Well, and that's what I think's cool. Is it seems like you're really set to do what needs to be done to really elevate the programs, and it doesn't just start with the hike on February 3rd. I mean, you're doing things all week long.
Yeah, so every single Saturday at 9 a.m., come out to the park. I do a tree ID hike. I know that in Illinois there is these, I'm not sure what it is, but in the younger classes, they have to identify leaves once a year.
Yeah.
So come on, let me help you with that. That would be great. At 1 p.m. every Saturday here we do an off-trail hike, which is we just go pick a cliff or a direction and we go hike up it. It's a lot of slipping and falling and fun. A lot of muddy times. We really enjoy that too.
Well, what I think's cool is I was telling some of the kids in my family, because I was in that weird in-between time where my family had dial-up till 09, like for real. And so I was always an outdoor person. I never had Xbox Live as a kid, until I was in middle school. And, the amount of fun you can have with a rope, with a vine, over a creek bed somewhere, and just really exploring the resources around us. I mean, it makes for a really more enriching experience growing up.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Kind of doing it the natural way.
Yeah, and Pere Marquette has 9,000 acres of property.
Wow.
Of which...
I didn't know it was 9,000 acres.
It's 9,000 acres, and it grows every year. So
how so? Can I ask? Because that's fascinating.
So as land becomes available around the park, the Department of Natural Resources purchases it. Yeah, so it increases every year, and aside from just hunting, because we have a huge section of our trail systems and park systems that's for hunting, there's probably 4,000 or 5,000 acres of property that you can just go hike up into and disappear for hours.
Wow.
There's secret waterfalls that people don't know about in the park. We have a wildlife refuge up there. We have camps. We have places to camp. It's been really interesting.
Well, and see, that just kind of makes me feel like a ditz because I'll be honest with you. You drive through the normal loop.
Mm-hmm.
I would never even think about. Basically, there's 7,000 more acres to go explore through.
Mm-hmm.
And is that? I mean, can you get there just by starting your journey at base camp?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
wow.
We also have really cool cultural history at Pere Marquette.
Yes, you do.
We have Native American burial grounds up there. We have old home sites, homesteads. I've been hiking up in there and found copper wire from old moonshine operations. It's a very cool spot.
Those weren't old moonshine operations.
Yeah, it's a very cool place for sure.
Well, and that's what I think is really cool, man, is just things like that. And going back to the burial ground aspect, just because there are portions where I live, where my parents lived, that there's a site that was for nuns. It was for one of the oblates burial grounds. What's the best way if you do stumble upon? Do you guys have like a do's and don'ts of do not step close to it? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so if you find a burial mound, and in this area there's been mound building cultures.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Cahokia mounds,
big time,
and other Neolithic sites, the best thing that I would say is acknowledge where you are. Don't step on the mound. It's just that. Just be respectful.
Yeah.
Just like somebody was near your relatives resting sites.
Because I just, sometimes, man, I see some kids that don't realize what they're doing, and they stay, and not at Pere Marquette, but at other sites throughout the Midwest, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Get off of that thing.
Yeah, and to me that's okay, because that just gives me an opportunity to go in and tell them, hey guys, this is what you're doing.
You get to educate
exactly,
more.
Which is why I love my job.
Well, and that's why I'm excited to have you here, Lev, because you're really breathing this. I mean, you weren't going just because you saw a job listing. I mean, this is something you want to do.
Yeah, I really, really love bringing people into the natural world, into the outdoors. And so I think that if I can get somebody to go outside for an hour, I've done my job. I've made my day.
I like that. I like that a lot. And what are some of the other things in terms of school organizations? They can be a part of your guys' program.
Absolutely.
Correct?
So the great thing about the Illinois Department of Natural Resources is that I have the ability to go to schools and have schools come to me absolutely free. So if you want if you want to come for a field trip, give me a call. If you want me to come out with my educational materials, I have things like We can talk about trees. We can talk about mammals. We can talk about birds, invasive plants, insects. We can go out into the field and look for those things. And all you got to do is give me a call and schedule.
Well, I just think that would be, especially for younger kids that are maybe in 5th grade that are going to start, especially in this area, there's so many things to go explore. Heck, that would be awesome if a teacher or a principal reached out and said, hey, can we talk about what to look for in terms of what plants do you not touch, like poison ivy and oak and all of those things, and what do you look for?
Just give me a call.
Yeah.
Just give me a call.
And what's that phone number?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's
We're still new.
Pere Marquette State Park. Just their main phone number.
And we will. What we'll do is I'll find it and we'll link it into the on-demand version of this, man. And I really just think this is so important to have this role kind of filled by somebody who's planning on being here for the long haul and getting this going. In the first 2 months, have you been able to do some pretty cool stuff?
Oh yeah, I've had people come every week. I've had regulars.
Right on.
And I've taken kids fishing. It's just been so wonderful.
You take kids fishing?
We do. We have a fishing pond out front. So I believe in Illinois, if you're under 12, don't quote me on that. You don't have to have a fishing license. The regulations, of course, are online. But you just come to me, and we have a practice pond right out front. Our wonderful fisheries guy named Scott runs that. And just come on down. We have fishing rods. We have bait. That's all you need.
Well, and that's what I think's cool because a lot of kids, man, don't have that experience. And, just those little things, where it's going fishing or going for a hike and just getting out of your house and realizing that you can lose all the stress in the world by taking an hour of your time to go spend it in nature. That's huge. And those are great learning tools and coping tools.
Absolutely.
To learn.
Yeah, I think that's important, especially in our area where there's a lot of schools that don't get to have those opportunities.
You're right.
Come on down. It's absolutely free.
Does it surprise you, the fact that we live, in Alton and Illinois and Grafton, and you name the Riverbend region just as a whole, we have all these places to go explore, and we have great groups like the Mississippi River Water Trail, and name it down the list. Palisades or Palisades group with Sierra Club. But in St. Louis, you don't really, even though it's there, it's more of this such a concrete, municipality and city structure that a lot of those kids will never have that opportunity. And you guys are 20 minutes away.
I think it's just access.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, to get anywhere here in the state, especially in Southern Illinois where everything is so spread apart. Pere Marquette is 25 miles down River Road.
That's true.
So it's just a matter of getting those people out there, which is why I think it's great that I can come to you.
Yes.
So give me a call.
Build the relationship, because what I think school is, we were talking the other day, and just over, where everyone solves the problems of your city at the corner of a bar. And I was sitting there and we were talking about, having those unique, kind of staple events and staple programs and people that every summer you went, take little Johnny to such and such because they're doing soccer next week or they're doing fishing, at Gordon Moore. But it's really cool now knowing that, especially talking to you, man. You don't seem like you're going away anytime soon.
No, I'm here to stay.
To be able to have this and really grow with you and have the schools and the kids kind of grow up with you too in this, that's a really cool thing that we haven't had in a long time.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, there was a young man who went out with me, and at the end of our hike, he said, "This is the best day ever." And I still think about that every day.
Yep.
That's what I go for. That's what I want.
Absolutely. And coming up on Get All That In
yes,
has
sir.
to offer, and that's with this night hike. You don't get very many opportunities to do that safely because I know from experience how unsafe some of these can be if you don't have a trusted guide like Lev leading the charge over there. And it starts at 8 p.m. over there at the Visitor Center at Pere Marquette.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the address for that?
Oh gosh, I think it's 1132 Visitor Center Lane.
You're right, because I just put it into the system. You're 100% right. Stop by there, and you got 15 minutes between 8 and 8:15 to settle in, because at 8:15 you're gone for about 2 hours, and you're going to experience all that Pere Marquette has to offer at night. When? You don't get very many opportunities to see that. I don't know what else I could say.
It's going to be a good time.
And then on Saturday, you do the tree IDs?
Tree IDs at 9 a.m. We go out. We're just going to take a look at our native flora and fauna, figure out how to ID them, and then at 1 p.m. we'll go on an off-trail hike.
And then in terms of any other programs, are there things that are coming down the pipeline you can fill us in on that we haven't touched on yet?
We have some things in the works. Of course, we have our fishing fair in the summertime.
That's huge.
Yep, it's huge. I hope to see you guys there, and we're going to be working on other things too, and hopefully increasing the amount of programs. My goal is 2 per week.
Oh, wow.
From here on out.
Well, and then Scott we work with all the time on the
he's
fishing
great.
fair. That is one of the coolest things. To me, that is the staple event of the region. Everyone for generations has gone to the fishing fair.
It's been really cool. And I'm gonna have my first one
Oh,
this year.
you haven't been yet because you're only 2 months in.
So we're gonna have a good time there too.
No, how long did it take you to get from Nashville to here? What's that transition look like? Because I've never moved jobs like this before.
It's about 8 hours drive.
8 hours, you just pack it all up and just
pack
start
it in a
over
U-Haul
here?
and drive over here.
Man, that's well. Best of luck on this. It's really cool to have someone that's younger, that's excited, and really lives the industry in terms of just natural resources and understanding.
Natural resources is great. So I really hope that we get to inspire the next generation of land stewards.
Well, Lev, I hope to have you back on this show more and more as we talk about some great
appreciate
stuff.
it. Thank you.
And hell, even if it isn't for events, if you just want to talk about some wildlife, because we got some cool stuff.
We can talk about wildlife and plants all day.
Well, salamanders in the area are something that I just find very fascinating because we got kind of a hotbed for some.
We do. We have our slimy salamanders, our Sandusky salamanders. Don't quote me on species. I might be off a little bit. But we have salamanders are huge here, and especially with the new salamander virus that's going around.
Yes,
we work on conservation strategies with that.
That's real. This is why I'm excited to have Lev here. We'll find out how many more times we can talk to Lev in the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. But what's the best way to find out more information on programs? Just the website.
Facebook. I use Facebook a lot.
Yep.
I'll post all of my information on our webpage. You can also just give me a call and ask. I'm usually available, and also we're going to get it on the Rivers and Routes website. We're going to put it on the Department of Natural Resources calendar, and also any other ways that I can get it out there, I will.
It will be on our calendar as well. Lev, thank you so much for your time, man. I want to have you back anytime you'd like to come on at 9:42. We'll take a quick pause. We'll chat for a bit, and then we'll do top of the hour news as this Tuesday morning rolls around the corner.
Thank you.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
I say, hey, I'll be gone today, but I'll be back on around the way. Seems like everywhere I roll, the more I see, the less I know. But I know one thing, that I love you. Baby girl, I love you, I love you, I love you.
947. Welcome back to our daily show. Man, this weather change is just got me all sorts of coughing up. 3, 2, 1. All right, listen to this. One of the greatest stories that Tim Dittman has sent us from OSF Healthcare. We got it first. We want to thank our partners. Jack Sanford is 14, and his world is about to turn upside down as the gate flings open on his first bull ride. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I like to push stuff to the limit, Sanford says with a big smile. Fast forward to June of 2023. Well, Sanford's world about to change again. 3, 2, 1. The door at OSF Moeller Cancer Care Center in Alton opens and Dr. Manpreet Sandhu walks in. She tells Sanford he has cancer in his upper intestine, liver, and lymph nodes. It's an advanced state and not curable. Devastating news for anyone. But cancer wasn't about to slow the 67-year-old down from Brighton. He's still bull riding and on a senior tour doing chemotherapy, making him a prime example of why staying active during cancer can help in the fight. This is just incredible. A Virginia native and Army veteran, Sanford came to Southern Illinois around a decade ago to take care of a manufacturing job. He rode bulls off and on during that time, earning the nickname of Sandman. In late May of 2023, Sanford was at a rodeo and got sick. I was throwing up and couldn't ride, he recalled. At first, he and his wife thought it was food poisoning. My wife cooks great food, though, Sanford says, ruling Idea 1 out. Next stop was seeing a doctor. Sanford went to OSF St. Anthony's Health Center in Alton. Providers quickly told him more advanced imaging was needed to get to the bottom of things. Then came the cancer diagnosis and a treatment plan. I'm here every other Monday getting chemo, Sanford lays out matter-of-factly. I get sick. I have my bad days and good days. It makes you irritable and hard to be around. But you just have to not really think about it that badly. You just need to keep moving forward. In her early visits with Sanford, Dr. Sandhu says it was clear that he wanted to stay active. It's advice she would give anyone on a cancer journey. We have had conversations with our patients to see where they are and what their goals are. Dr. Sandhu says, a medical oncologist, chemotherapy medicines are strong. They make your muscles and bones weak. If we maintain our physical strength, we're able to counteract those side effects better. In addition, staying active also improves immune health. Pursuing hobbies can also boost your mental health and bring a sense of achievement. Dr. Sandhu adds it's something critical during a difficult cancer fight. Start slow, small steps. We tell our patients one day at a time. We're not going to look 5 years out. We're going to look at tomorrow. For example, Dr. Sandhu sees people who are on chemotherapy and think that they're too weak to exercise. She suggests starting a pedal bike, then progressing to walking. And don't make it a chore. Do it outside with family or friends and find joy in those activities, and Sanford agrees, especially about the support system. He's lucky to have two, his family by blood and his bull riding family. We always take care of each other. We have a prayer service before rodeo, Sanford says. Well, all you can do is ride on. Sanford is now the oldest bull rider on the senior tour. He's at his ups, placing high in competitions and downs, including a broken jaw thanks to a mean old bull. But he's not hanging up his jacket anytime soon. The man upstairs put a bump in the road for me. He didn't tell me to quit, he says. 3, 2, 1. Well, Jack, on to the next challenge. That's a great write-up from OSF St. Anthony's, and we want to thank them for providing us that material. And from all of us here at RiverBender.com, the best of luck in your fight, and we are with you every step of the way. I'm going to have to try to get Jack on the show. Hey, coming up this week, we have some great events. I mean, this weekend's brimming with them, and let's take a quick look at them. We'll start with Thursday. You can head on over to the Brush and Lunch with Winter in Paris with the Jerseyville Arts Council at Jerseyville Presbyterian Church in Jerseyville at 11 a.m. For all the older adults out there that are looking to do something more exciting and maybe a little bit more adventurous and just, community-oriented, the January meeting of the Bethalto Silver Eagles is at 11:30 a.m. It's open to the public. They want you to be a part of it, and they meet at the Senior Citizen Center in Bethalto. At 12:30 p.m. on Thursday, January the 25th at Lewis and Clark College in Godfrey, it is the Martin Luther King celebration with Jared Henning. That will be on display at 12:30 noon and will last for a few hours. At 5 p.m. on a Thursday night, you can head on up to Collinsville to the Gateway Center for their wedding show. This is a big deal. So many vendors there. This is perfect for ideas that you might have for your own wedding, or if you're a professional out there in this world, a great way to get some networking done as well. At 6 p.m. at Black Crow Designs, the charcuterie board class. Then Riley and the Groove, they're playing at Fast Eddie's at 7 p.m. on a Thursday night there on the patio. And at the Pump House, Emo Night Karaoke Party at 9 p.m. You don't want to sing? Well, you can go hike. The Nature Institute in Godfrey's offering moonlight hikes at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday night. On Friday, only dozens of things for you and your family to go out and do. Come see me at Alton Little Theater at 7:30 p.m. for my one and only appearance on stage. I don't know if I can do another one. Alton Little Theater presents Elephant's Graveyard by George Brandt. Tickets are on sale now. Alton High Dance Alumni Night will also be taking place at Alton High on Friday night at 7 p.m. Happy Trails Winter Jam at Jacoby's Art Center as we get back to the regular rundown of events at 3 p.m. Friday at Jacoby Art Center. Kids Night Out Wild Winter at 4 p.m. at the Nature Institute. And at 4:30 p.m., head on over to Hot for Yoga in Edwardsville for the grand opening and 9-year anniversary celebration. Up there at 4:30 p.m. At 5 p.m., you can head on over to your event space in Alton right down the road for their open house. And this is really great. They're going to have a couple of their vendors lined up, some giveaways, and the Brindlestons will join us on a Friday morning to fill us in on all of that and so much more. After you're done with Winter Jam, head on over to Cool Verse Couture Night and the Happy Trails after party of the Winter Jam at 6 p.m. at the Conservatory. You can head on over to the Granite City Church of God for their Ladies' Night Out, and at 7 p.m. at St. John's Missionary Baptist Church Banquet Hall in Alton, Gateway to Anarchy, some pro wrestling. On a Friday night at 7 p.m., Bobby Rollins, acoustic with Jimmy Rollins at Bendy's in Granite City, Lazy Lester on the Bakers and Hale heated patio at 7 p.m. at Bakers and Hale, and Fast Eddie's Weekend with Hollywood 5 at 7:30 p.m. on a Friday night in Alton. We'll give you a full rundown of events throughout the rest of this week, but for more information on this in our community calendar, head on over to riverbender.com/events. 9:54 is the time, but let me fill you in on Alton Little Theater. You just heard me talk about them. They have been doing the Actors Studio series quite successfully in the midst of this crazy winter weather we're experiencing. I mean, they went through the Arctic front, and you guys still showed out and supported Two Rooms. Then Red Jasper this last weekend with Michael Madden turned out very well. And I know Elephant's Graveyard coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to be great. Here's my call to action. If you're a new theater goer, listen, I'm new to this too. I was called upon, and I'm kind of filling in, and I'm ready to do my part, but it can be intimidating if you don't know how the theater atmosphere works. This is a really brief show. It's an hour and 10 minutes, and it's a really insightful piece that's based on a true story in Irwin, Tennessee, when they actually literally hung an elephant. It's real. So we're going to talk about all of that and more on Thursday with Lee Cox with Theater Thursday. But in the meantime, get your tickets to see me on the big little stage at altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org. And you can see Elephant's Graveyard Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday, that matinee's at 2. altonlittletheater.org, altonlittletheater.org. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Sitting in the sun, I'm sure it'll hit me.
10 o'clock in downtown Alton on the dot on this 23rd day of January. CJ Nasello, our daily show, RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere, everywhere you get this show. We keep growing, and time for a top-of-the-hour news brief, a very quick one. Out of Alton, Centerstone, that national leader in behavioral health care, will co-host along with the Illinois First Judicial Circuit, Heritage Behavioral Health, and the Kane County System of Care, the No Cost, The Belonging Need, Part 2. Webinar on February 21st from 9 to 11 a.m. This is going to feature advocate, speaker, and former NFL player Galen Elmore. CEUs are available for those in need. The Belonging Need Part 2 is geared towards youth-serving professionals. However, everyone is welcome to attend. The purpose of this webinar is to develop intentional implementation of belonging, specifically why belonging is equally strategic implementation and cultural commitment, stories of already successful implementation, and specific strategies for such implementation. Belonging is a vital component of human flourishing. However, youth who have experienced traumatic and adverse situations often lack a sense of that belonging, which can hinder their relationships' development and their future. This webinar is part of the Belonging Need training series, which includes a plethora of opportunities to learn this much-needed information. To register or for more information, you can visit centerstone.org. That's centerstone.org/events. Out of Alton, a man from Alton has been charged with unlawfully carrying a firearm and over 30 grams of cannabis on a street in Godfrey. According to recent Madison County court filings, Marcus Hendricks, 18 years of age, of Alton, was charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and unlawful possession of cannabis on Thursday, the 18th of January, according to court documents. Hendricks allegedly carried a firearm, specifically a Glock 40 cal Model 23, on a public street known as Laurel Avenue in Godfrey, at a time when the gun was uncased, loaded, and immediately accessible, and he had not been issued a FOID card. Hendricks was also charged with unlawful possession of more than 30 but less than 100 grams of cannabis, other than as authorized in the Cannabis Regulation and Tax Act. In total, Hendricks was charged with one Class 4 felony charge for unlawful firearm possession and a Class A misdemeanor for unlawful cannabis possession. Court documents indicate he was released upon his signature of conditions for pretrial release. We will keep you updated with details, and also all subjects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. At 10:04, time to take a look at weather. It's just nice not to have 2 degrees on the screen. 37 right now in the 618. It feels like 39 today. Cloudy and milder with areas of drizzle, and tonight periods of rain. Temperatures will reach 46 degrees today, drop down to 37 as we head into Wednesday, where we can expect an 80% chance of precipitation, 49 for the high and 37 for the low as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, a high of 44, a low of 36, 71% chance of rain, and then we head into Friday, where we expect partly sunny skies, 47 degrees for the high and 34 for the low as we head into Saturday. But right now, as it sits, it's 37 degrees. It feels like 39 for time and temperature. Give that area landmark phone number a ring, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Hey, before we talk to America's Central Port, I wanted to fill you in on Hainer Library. You know, they're doing some really great stuff. They're one of my biggest friends of the show because you need to have friends to stay in a job. Hainer Library has really been great with us, and I love sharing with you their information. You know, no patron computer use, printing, or Wi-Fi access on Tuesday, January 23rd. So they wanted to fill you in that coming up, you won't be able to utilize those services just for a brief time, because they're always trying to update and enhance their systems to make your researching of genealogy or just finding more information out about your prospective author or novel you're researching too. It makes it easier for all of you, whether or not you use them for research, database collection guides, resource material, or you use them for the benefits of your library card, like free, ad-free movie streaming and TV streaming on Biblio, plus the library of things, you name it. They got it there at that door of adventure at Hainer Public Library. For more information, HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. And hang out with Mary Cordes and I on the first and last Monday of each month with Beyond the Shelves with Hainer Library. We'll take a quick break and come back with more of our daily show after this. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back, 10:09. I am early for once. Normally it's like 10:20 and I'm getting to my second interview of the day and everyone's going, "What are you doing, son? Let's go here. Don't you have a job to do?" Dennis Wilsmeyer, the executive director of America's Central Port, in studio. Warming up out there?
Yes, it is.
I was telling people, Dennis, I'm like, it's going to feel like a heat wave the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely. We'll take it in the 50s, no doubt about it.
How did America's Central Port hold up with the Arctic front that came through?
We did okay till yesterday morning with that ice.
I bet.
That was a killer. So we had trucks sliding sideways. We just had a real problem yesterday. But thankfully, got through it. So
Well, and I mean, you have multiple, industries on your
Yes.
on your site in terms of rail and different components. Do you have any rail yards that you have to get cargo trucks on or anything like that?
So we have a fair amount of rail
That's
track
what I
on
thought.
property, about 29 miles of rail on the port's property, yes.
Well, and Dennis, just talking to with you about this, I want to thank Bi-State Development who put us in contact.
Yes.
They're a great partner for me, and Mary's been on this show a time or two. But to really talk about the importance of America's Central Port, because it's one of those you drive by so many times you forget about all the work that's being done behind the gate. And it started in 1959, the creation of it.
Yes.
And throughout the years, how has America's Central Port adapted to the growing changes of industry, not just one, but multiple industries, to stay relevant and stay a provider for so many in the region?
Yeah, so in 1959 really is when the legislation got put in place by this Illinois state legislature. That's what created the port. That's what got it in place, but there was no money, there was no funding, there was nothing really to come with that except for a real small appropriation from the state of Illinois to say, okay, try to get going here. And it's a problem today for all the ports. So there's 20 public ports in the state of Illinois today, and each one of them has that same problem starting up because there's just no money to follow to get those things going. So
Is
they
it the
struggle
way
for
it's
a long
written?
time. No, so legislators love ports. They're economic generators. They create jobs. They do all these great things for a community, but it takes a long time to get them there. So really, we've been around for 60 plus years and trying to get there. We feel like we're just getting there now, kind of breaking above the plane of the water, the surface of the water, and starting to really get some traction.
Well, and in your time being there, we talked before you came on the show for about 20 years. You've gotten to see, I'm sure, the rise of technology and the additions of now AI being utilized in
Yes.
some of the industry and the way that they manufacture. How has it been kind of being in that front seat of watching everything kind of evolve around you and then adapting America's Central Port and their strategic plan, I'm sure, to meet those needs too.
Yes, and I'm the old one. So
That's what I was going to ask you in the nice
now,
way.
yes, the staff definitely gives me a hard time about being the dinosaur in the office and that sort of thing. But they're really the ones leading it. They're really the ones pushing that technology within the office. But the whole industry itself is changing so dramatically. There are now our operator, SCF Marine, looking at the opportunities and possibilities of remote operation of cranes and front end loaders and that sort of thing. Can you imagine sitting in your office and operating several pieces of equipment from miles away? And that's the type of technology now that's coming down the road with all of this.
Well, and that's what I think's really fascinating, because in the ever-growing world of technology, and what I think's great is people just started talking about AI last year, and now there's 40,000
Yes.
variations, and you name it. It's just going to keep growing. But to have this port right where it is in really the heart of the Riverbend region, right next to St. Louis, touching the river, I mean, it's a huge asset that's only going to keep getting bigger, I'd assume.
Yes. So absolutely. We're just a few miles north of downtown St. Louis on the Illinois side of the river. It's a perfectly located, we believe.
Yes, it is.
The river comes down. We are right at Lock and Dam 27, so it is the last lock on the Mississippi River. So really from a river standpoint, we're at a perfect location. From a road standpoint, we're at a perfect location with immediate access really to Interstate 70, just about a mile south of us. And then 55 and 64 and 44 and all those with just really within about 8 or 9 minutes from where we're located. And then certainly the rail infrastructure.
Right.
People don't realize and recognize, but St. Louis and southwestern Illinois are perfectly positioned from rail. We have all 6 Class 1 carriers that are in the country that service our region. And it's a great opportunity through Terminal Railroad Association to get connected to them and to be able to provide service all over the country through rail.
Well, it's just incredible. And I was talking to Mary with Bi-State Development about the Freightway, and just hearing how it kind of plays a little bit hand in hand with what you guys do at the port too, because you're a working partner, I would assume, just
Yes.
kind of going back to what we talked about. But to hear the importance of really just that 30-mile stretch, and really just the 30-mile circumference of where you guys are at in terms of where the industry is in St. Louis, it's a massive turnaround for not just the area, but for the Midwest as a whole.
Yeah, the Freightway is a great opportunity by State Development Agency. So what they've done is taken really, we've taken freight for really taken not even advantage, taken it for granted over the years, and to see what they've done at the Freightway, to be able to really to underscore the importance of freight, the importance of infrastructure, the importance of all those, and to bring the federal dollars in. That's the other piece that people don't realize, CJ, is that there are so many grants now coming to the St. Louis region for funding of the freight corridor that weren't before, because we've gotten together, both Illinois and Missouri. We're working together and really trying to push this up, and it's really made a big difference.
Well, we've talked, Ray Hartman and I talk about this all the time. It's so bizarre what that river does in terms of, separation, where you think sometimes that river is such a great barrier that you don't realize we're 8 minutes away from all these things and we can work together. And in terms of just America's Central Port, Dennis, you can't ask for a lifetime of what you guys have done, because those numbers would just be astronomical and we'd be here for 2 hours talking about those. But in terms of the last couple of years and in terms yearly, regarding employment and just economic impact, could you guesstimate or talk a little bit about the impact that America's Central Port makes overall?
Absolutely. So a lot of people are familiar with the Granite City Army Depot property. That closed in 2000. And really, it started transferring, all that property started transferring over to the port through, we can go on for days about what that process looked like through the federal government, but we got that process started, and really 2002 was the first transfer of property. Still going through that. We're just about finished with that whole piece. But we didn't wait to get all the property to start redeveloping it. So Army had about 1,000 employees on the property when they closed it in 2000.
Wow.
And so our goal, my predecessor's goal really, was to replace all those employees with private sector employees, bring in businesses and that sort of thing. So 1,000 employees lost, 1,000 jobs lost. Today, we're back to 1,000 jobs, private sector employees that are on property there through all the different companies that are located there.
It's incredible.
So it is. It really is. So but we didn't do that.
Right.
It was really putting in place the opportunities, the infrastructure, and making this available for companies to come in and locate.
And that's what I wanted to talk about, because I think sometimes the public thinks that that's what you guys are doing is calling the individual up and saying, do you want to work? I mean, you have to provide the resources and provide the landscape and provide the region of opportunity to show a company, hey, move over to this area, this neck of the woods, and we'll help you grow tenfold and keep costs down and really alleviate some of the stress of your production line. And I think that's what's so important with America's Central Port that we don't talk about a lot in the public.
Absolutely. And we invest millions back into the property again. So it is the rail line we talked about, the 29 miles of rail, and it's new roads that we put in on the property and new access. So we've just finished construction of our 6th access road off of Route 3 coming into the port property to be able to get those trucks in and out as quickly as possible. So it's all about efficiency for every company that wants to locate there. The quicker you can get everything turned, moved, it just helps the whole economy and helps everything that's going on.
Well, absolutely. And really what I think's just fascinating too is, for 2 years, Dennis, we heard about, supply chain issues and things getting stuck on barges, or maybe it's stuck on a train somewhere in the Suez Canal, whatever they throw at you, on the Big Four. But to hear, you talk and hear, just anyone talk in general about the area and what that does to alleviate some of those supply chain issues, I mean, you're talking months of turnaround time that could be saved by utilizing our region and our tools.
Absolutely. So today our operators move, and people don't recognize this either, but our operators who are SCF Marine, the barge operators who are loading, unloading those barges on a daily basis, move about 3 million tons of product each year that are valued at over $1 billion. So that's product, and it's not product that we necessarily are buying every day. It's not grain.
Right.
We don't go out to the store and buy grain, but that's what they're moving. And so all those commodities, they'll move down river, they'll get processed, they'll go into some sort of food production, go into the cereal that you're eating off every morning for breakfast, that sort of thing. So it's not necessarily those products that you're using on a daily basis, but it is those products that go into the products you're using.
Absolutely. And on your website too, Dennis, just kind of going into the manufacturers and who you currently have there working, there's 75 manufacturers that are currently operating, correct? At America?
75 manufacturers and other companies. So it's not all just, manufacturers, but yes.
But in terms of that, there's 75, I guess we could say, tenants on the property.
Yes.
How do they, how do they kind of arrange themselves? What's the diversity there of who you have? Because it seems like, I was looking through the list and I'm going, you have pretty much the entire kit and caboodle in terms of industry at America's Central Port.
Yeah, we have everything, CJ, from holdover tenants that were there when the Army base closed, so federal government tenants or contractors to the federal government, to distributors, to manufacturers, those who are actually building things, to office space tenants. So we do operate a small business incubator in our office building as well. Wow. So it's those companies that are looking to start up a company, start up a small business that need just a small office space. So we're at a maybe a 10 by 12 office space that they just need to rent to get started, to get a shingle out there and to get things going, right? So we have that component, plus we have also the residential piece. So we operate 150 apartments and residences on property as well, manage all that internally, take care of all the get-readies and
do a lot of ports have that?
No.
That's what because that doesn't seem like
No.
something you throw in. But I mean, to me, that's a huge incentive as a company, knowing, hey, if you got contractors or any type of worker, there's housing available in case you're bringing somebody in. We have that opportunity.
Absolutely, and so a lot of we do have some of those tenants that live in the apartments and work there as well. A lot of them work in downtown St. Louis. So we're about 8 minutes away from downtown St. Louis. Cross the McKinley Bridge, and you're right there on the highway and exiting one of those first exits.
In a
So it's
safe
just
and
great.
secure facility,
Yes,
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. And in terms of the growing needs of manufacturers and industry, what is your communication level like with those 75 tenants? You know, I don't know if it's on a daily basis, weekly, bi-weekly, but I'm sure there's conversations had of what they'd like to see brought in or maybe some type of improvements. Do you have those?
Oh, absolutely. So a couple things from an improvement standpoint.
Yeah.
We also are just finished our draft master plan for the 2040 master plan. So a lot of the items we had done for the 2030 plan have already been accomplished. So we have come up with 53 new projects we're in the hundreds of millions of dollars if we build all this out. But it's 53 new projects for the 2040 master plan. And yes, we do get tenant input, and we are meeting with tenants on a daily basis. I was just getting texts here before I walked in. So it's the tenants, and especially those that are the startup companies that are leasing some space, that need help, that need the guidance, that need kind of answers and connections to others.
What an opportunity, though, for a startup. I mean, and I'm not saying or suggesting that you go and bother any of the 75 tenants, but to be in a system, in a port where you have the opportunity to send an email or leave a flyer or a business card to 75 major contributors to the economy, I mean, that's a huge thing.
Yes, absolutely.
And you're getting started on the right path forward over there at America's Central Port. When you meet with folks, and I'm sure you meet all across the region and talk about the port, what's the biggest surprise to them?
Wow, that we exist. It's kind of funny. I mean, it really is. Even for those in Granite City that have been there for so many years, that knew the Army base, it was closed. It was a closed facility. And when you drive by on Route 3 South, when you're headed to the McKinley Bridge, you've got these big brick warehouse buildings that sit there. It blocks everything going on behind there. Which is fine. We're not there for the limelight. We're not there to really show us off.
Right.
We're there for the tenants. We're there for the companies. We're there to try to attract them to Southwestern Illinois to create those jobs. And so really it's very much that, hey, I never knew this. So they come out for a tour, and we give tours all the time. So all your listeners today, I'm certainly, if you want to call the Port District office and schedule a tour, we'd love to have you with a group or otherwise.
Have you had the CEO kids on?
Yes, we have.
Okay,
yes,
I was going to say, that would be a heck of a tour.
Absolutely.
I was a CEO child myself 7 years ago. But, I mean, just that alone, that amazes me that, that's the thought process on it. And in terms of real estate available, what different types of real estate are offered? Because it's pretty much the entire gamut of sector you pretty much cover.
Absolutely. So we own 2 million plus square feet of warehouse space. All of that today is we're essentially full, about 100% occupied. We do have some of those coming up soon, so that we've got the opportunity to lease that out. So it's older warehouse space that you see when you're driving along on Route 3. It's newer warehouse space also that we've constructed, land available. So we are getting kind of tight on land, but we do still have land available for development as well. Office space, and then, as I mentioned, too, the residential component.
Just incredible. I mean, I would have never thought, and just talking to you, that this is, when I was looking, I went, you've got to be kidding me. Why is this not plastered on every front page of the real growth that's really being achieved? And the other question I have, and I wanted to touch base with you on this, is I'm sure that navigating, the fun world of how the political system kind of eats into, growth and bringing jobs in, that's always a fun tightrope, I'd imagine. How are you able to kind of combat that with what your goal is at America's Central Port? Because I'm sure you get manufacturers at times that go, well, this bill just passed in here, and I didn't really like what it did in terms of growth or the impact that we could have. Do you have those conversations?
Yes, we do, and we just keep chugging away every day, because that's all you can do, right?
True.
And we just, sometimes it looks like a new law comes in, and this one's really going to affect business badly. And then we're so close to Missouri. Missouri's kind of like the opposite sometimes.
Yep.
So a lot of the things that get put in place in Illinois, Missouri doesn't have. So it is that tight balance or tightrope really that we're walking all the time. And I think sometimes too. I mean, it's just we just talk about the benefits of Illinois.
Yes.
Talk about the things like we don't have an inventory tax. We don't have certain things on the Illinois side that Missouri people don't like. That are going on in Missouri. So and that's primarily our main competition seems to be the Missouri side of the river.
Absolutely. Do you have a moment to stick around?
Yes,
Before
absolutely.
we take a quick pause, I did want to ask you really briefly. I mean, the news last week all over the community and really the region was Wheeling getting the $500 million expansion. Does that do anything for America's Central Port or position you in any way?
Yeah, so the retention of jobs is fantastic.
Yes.
We love that because that is a really important component of economic development is the retention piece that people haven't focused on too much. So
Right.
yes, it's a very good thing for us.
Absolutely. We're talking to Dennis Wilsmeyer, and we'll be right back talking about America's Central Port on this 23rd day of January right here in the heart of the 618.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
They'd be your partner, they'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you.
Welcome back. 10:29, that is the time on this Tuesday morning on RiverBender.com, Roku TV. Dennis Wilsmeyer, CJ Nasello, it's Our Daily Show with America's Central Port. And getting back, we were just talking about the master plan for 2040. That's got to feel good knowing that you're looking back at the former master plan and going, well, we've kind of achieved pretty much this whole thing. Does that feel pretty good for the team as a whole?
Absolutely, absolutely. So when we took over this Army base starting in 2002, it was just government knew they were going to shut it down. And so for about 7 or 8 years, they didn't spend any money on it. So we inherited buildings that just had gaping holes in the roof and just a lot of deferred maintenance. And so it was it felt like it took forever just to get to a point to where we were again breaking the plane of that surface to be able to feel like we were gaining some traction.
Wow. And in terms of that, what's the master plan for 2040 look like? I don't want you to spill the entire kit and caboodle if you don't want to.
It's good. So it's everything. It's some very generic pieces in there too, but it's rail improvement. It's things that on a daily basis, road improvements, overlays, this and that sort of thing. But it's also looking at new construction as well, new warehouse development. New commercial corner. We have a spot right there at Route 3 that we believe would be great for retail at some point in the future. So it looks at all those things and just tries to put them out there, because the thing that it does, it tees it up for the potential for grants.
Yes.
So when we've got it in there, we start thinking about it. We're starting to identify now some of those funding streams that could help to support this down the road. And that's critical. And I don't think I mentioned, I'm sorry, CJ, we don't get any tax dollars. We are not on the tax rolls. So we are like a city in many respects. We're responsible for all this property, but we get no tax funds whatsoever. So we really are like a private sector company.
Well, and that's a huge thing to point out, because I'm sure the public asks you all the time, well, if they're getting this grant on top of, I'm sure the government's tax breaks or whatever they're getting, that's a great thing to dispel right away. I mean, this is an incubator that you guys nested yourselves.
Yes, absolutely. We have to grow that, and we have grown it over the last 20 or so years on that property, and just trying to continue to grow it. And again, it's creating the atmosphere, it's creating the infrastructure to have companies come in and take advantage of it.
And now another question for you, really, I guess a thought is, in terms of delivery changing, because it seems like more and more companies that are, UPS, you name it, are going more with this new drone thing, which it kind of is going to freak me out when I see a drone drop a box off in front of my house. Maybe I'll put aluminum foil on then. I don't know. But have there been any conversations within your guys' sector on looking at, different types of manufacturing in terms of technology, drones, things like that?
Yeah, it's kind of funny, because barge transportation is the slowest transportation form that there is out there, right? So it takes about 3 weeks to get from here to New Orleans or back again. And the funny thing was, there was an old FedEx commercial years ago about when it positively, absolutely has to be there in about 3 weeks, let's go by barge. I mean, that's how we've changed that a little bit. So it is kind of funny, but there are new transportation things that are being put in place, the new technology going in with barge transportation and rail transportation and truck. And so really, from our standpoint, we're set off a little bit from that. But it is really working this whole thing. And for the way we help is through road enhancements and improvements, dock setbacks, dock improvements at the buildings, that sort of thing, to where we know we can help turn those trucks a little bit quicker.
That's incredible. I mean, to me, I think it's one of those things where it seems like you guys are teed up to really handle any situation, in terms of what your manufacturer could potentially want, in terms of maybe some of the land that they'd like to utilize. It seems like that's what you guys really set yourself up for success with.
Yeah, we try, because it's still taking in some cases, 70-year-old buildings and converting them and trying to create that opportunity. But every new company that comes in and leases space, it's always a little bit something different, and it's always improving. That's the great thing, is that it is taking and transforming these older buildings and bringing them up to date.
Is there a sense of pride at the port too, knowing that you guys are technically you could look at it as a private sector, that you're doing this without the hand holding of maybe a government handout or a tax break? Does it make you guys have a little bit more pride in what you're doing?
Absolutely. I tell you, the staff we have there are just incredible.
I bet.
And what we do, we try to hire the brightest, the best, and the most creative, because that's really what it comes down to, is we need the creative people, creative thoughts and ideas in order to keep things going on kind of going forward.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about that, because I'm sure there's always opportunities, whether or not you're going to want to be a part of one of the 75 tenants that might have an opportunity waiting for you, or in terms of what America's Central Port has to offer. Do you guys personally have any jobs available for the public?
So the port we seem to be hiring all the time. I'll speak today on maybe just a little bit on behalf of some of the tenants.
Oh, please do.
I tell you, probably 6 months ago or so, and we're still in a need now, but we have, with the companies that are there, the 75 different companies, at one point, CJ, we were 350 employees short. We had companies on property that are just saying, hey, I've got to stop my second shift because I don't have enough workers. Or I could put on a second shift if I just had 50 more workers. And things were so busy there for a while that's the case. Now, that's easing a little bit, But I will tell you, if anybody's in need of a job, we still have plenty of jobs open at different companies there on the port.
What's the best way to find out all that information?
Probably a couple of different places. Madison County Employment and Training.
Okay.
They're a good resource for getting that word out there and working with the companies, because a lot of those companies use Madison County Employment and Training to try to work with those companies. The other is just give a call to the port, and we'll see if we can't get you in contact directly with some of those companies.
I just think this is great, Dennis, and anytime I can talk to you, we were talking, and I thought, well, maybe I'll come up with these elaborate questions, but more I looked into it, let's just talk about the port,
Yes.
because the first step, like you said, is just to talk about it and make sure people are aware of it, and then we'll see what other trouble we can cause down the pipeline. What's the one thing that, and this is a softball question, but I think it's really important. Whenever you're talking to a tenant, whenever you're meeting with a representative of a company, what's that conversation look like on your end, and what's your job in that conversation? Is it letting them know that you're their liaison, that they're going to spearhead it, or that you're a partner? What are you looking for whenever you're talking with them?
Job growth
I love
is
it.
the primary one. So we do have a lot of companies that come in, or one person that comes in and just says, hey, I just need an office and all I'm going to be doing is sitting here. That's fine. We've got that available. But we're really looking for that opportunity for that company to grow.
Mhm.
And so we're trying to put things in place, the facilities, lease of the space, whatever it is, and maybe making some improvements for that individual at that location in order to help them grow. Because when they grow, they're hiring more employees. When they're hiring more employees, that's a bigger impact, and it just helps the company grow over time when you have more employees there.
Without a doubt. And Dennis, what's coming down the pipeline in the next couple of, I will say next year? Is there anything developing, any ground moving over at America's Central Port we need to keep our eyes out for?
Yeah, so we'll be finishing First Street, which I will tell you is the worst street right now in the area, just the potholes and everything else. But that's the main street that parallels Route 3 as you're coming by the warehouses. That was 1940s vintage. Potholes like crazy. We have been spending, it's about a $3 million project. So that's the new entrance coming in off Route 3. It will turn in. It will be a one-way street then, and it will be concrete road that's being put in there to help service all those warehouses there along Route 3. So we're really looking forward to spring finishing that project. Winter just came a little bit early for us to get it done. So we're really looking forward to that one as well.
Really cool. Well, Dennis, anytime you want to come on and fill us in on what you're working on, the
Appreciate
platform
that.
is open for you, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, CJ.
We'll take a quick pause here at 10:37 on this 23rd day of January. Kathy Lewis, Legendary Mustang Sanctuary, they join us next to fill us in on ways we can support them and their goal to save American history. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. There's so
Welcome back, 1042. Thank goodness my microphone was turned off.
So many times
Death by Chocolate. We all want it. And you can get it by helping support the legendary Mustang Sanctuary. Kathy Lewis in studio. How has everything gone with this freezing temperatures the last couple of days?
Rough.
That's what I was going to ask.
Very rough.
I'm sure with the freezing rain, that's worse than snow.
Yes, it is. Well, the cold is...
Yeah.
Yeah. The water troughs froze solid. You just go out there and bring them out enough water for the day, and they drink it up as fast as you put it in there.
Really? Do they kind of know that they have some limited time to that?
Yes.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes, they do. I mean, they all ran in the wild. They can survive. The Mustangs can actually go 7 days with no water.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
So if they get that drink once a day, we just made sure they got plenty enough to drink once a day, and they were good.
How was the hay supply lasting you?
Oh,
is that a... Sorry, I always know that there's always a need of hay.
Yes, there
you.
is. We found a supplier. It's having the money to get the hay. We just done a fundraiser on Facebook, and people were very generous, so we raised enough money to get us through another month.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, and with that, you can support legendary Mustang Sanctuary on the 17th of February at the Moose Lodge over in Wood River. That's on 730 Wesley Drive. We all know it. It's that iconic Wood River Moose. And this is really cool. So it's $40 each. And you have to get your tickets in advance.
Yes, preferably.
We will link that ticket link through PayPal on the on-demand video, so that way if you guys want to get your tickets and support, you can just click on it, and you don't have to worry about typing everything out.
Yes, you can also go to our Facebook, and there's a link on there.
And we'll link it all, Kathy.
Yes.
How about that? Well, you are invited to the legendary Mustang Sanctuary's Murder Mystery, and you guys are doing this in-house. Fill me in on this.
Yes. We're coming up with our own stories. One of our young volunteers, her boyfriend writes murder mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be writing the murder mystery. It is going to be focused on places that are locally, like the Allen Mansion.
Oh, okay.
You're going to get a chance to know more about the Allen Mansion. Just different things that are be focused locally.
That's really cool, and it's something different. You know, that's what I think's cool. It's not the same, event. You're doing something new. It's fun, and you have the chance to go have fun with some cash bar, some Hors d'oeuvres served. I always love reading that word because my brain doesn't let me say what it's like.
Horsey d'oeuvres.
Yes, my brain immediately says that. And I asked, I forgot who over there, but I asked him. I go, and I forget who, but I said, when you're reading news, do you ever like read the word and go, you're gonna say it wrong, so you just miss it?
Yes.
Yes. So
I call it horsey d'oeuvres.
I like it. It fits legendary Mustang Sanctuary,
Yes.
but horsey d'oeuvres served throughout the night. Games to play with. To win extra clues.
Yes.
Now, how does this work here? Now I'm a little intrigued. So you can win extra clues to solve the murder mystery.
Yes.
Okay, fill me in on this.
Yes.
I am very much so intrigued.
We've got different games that we're going to be plying. Instead of doing your usual raffles and stuff, we've got a horse racing game.
Okay.
It's the size of a piece of plywood, 4x8. You pick your horse or your burro. We've got the asses on there, too.
And no, there's none of them named CJ that are a part of the darn
We can
race.
fix that.
So you pick the horse.
Yes.
Or burro.
Yes.
And if they win, you get an extra clue.
Yes. You got to play so many times to win your extra clue.
Okay, I
Yes.
got you here.
Yes.
And what do those clues go towards? So how does this get accomplished? How do we find the killer? Or solve the mystery?
That's going to be up to you. Well, once we get the ending to the story, we've got the main part of the story, but once we get to the ending, there'll be 6 people at a table to work on their clues and coming up with the whodunit.
Oh, okay.
What were they killed by? What's the motive for the death? And yeah, so it'll be fun.
That is really cool.
Yes.
And how is it? I'm sure it makes you feel cool too, knowing that one of your volunteers is utilizing one of their specialties with their
Yes.
loved one and able to help support the sanctuary.
Yes, most definitely. This young girl, where her boyfriend's going to be working on her story, she does. I always say she's got a dark side. It's a good dark side.
Yeah.
But she's into all this Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
And she creates these weird things. She done a deer head one day. She was showing it to me. The skin was half on and half off with these weird eyes. That's why I always say she's got a dark side to her. She loves Halloween. She does all kinds of animation for different haunted houses and everything. So, yeah.
I say that's what it looked like when Joan Rivers didn't get her Botox. I
That's
can
a good
say
one.
it. She hasn't been here for a while. Well, and with that, Kathy, I mean, with what you guys do,
Yes.
you don't have, anybody giving you a handout from the government saying, thank
No.
you for saving American history, and I can go on and on about why, and I've done it before.
Yes.
About why you need to save the Mustang, and it's such a needed service that you guys literally have to figure out on your own.
Yes, we do. We do not get no grants. All these grants that are out there, we just don't qualify for. For one, because we've got government horses.
That makes sense now. It's all coming together because I could never figure
Yes.
this out. So take me to that. So the government actually owns the Mustangs, correct?
Yes.
And now how do they end up in is it just one of those things where since they own them, they can round them up, or how does that work?
Well, the horses are on our public lands.
Exactly.
So, but the Bureau of Land Management manages them.
Okay.
Yeah, last week or 2 weeks ago, they done a roundup. There was 2 million acres and 400 horses, and they had to get them 400 horses off because they were devastating 2 million acres.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow. Well, and see, to me, that number it's just astonishing to me.
Yes.
I mean, it's one of those things that I would have never even had in my brain that's the number. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
It's just incredible. Well, and when you talk, and I'm sure you've had the opportunity to talk to a state representative a time or two. Have you had
Yes.
what are their thoughts on what you guys do? Is there anything that they can do?
They don't want to hear about it because it's politics.
There you go.
It's all about the politics.
Well, and it's all about is that what's going to win my primary anymore?
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
and that's just the way it goes.
There's a movie out there. We went and seen it last year. I don't even remember the name of it, but this photographer actually wanted to go and video all the roundup, video everything. She got there. They made them stay like 6 miles away on the other side of the ridge. They would not let them see what was going on. Once they got the horses rounded up and into the corrals, they were not allowed in there for 3 hours.
That's just terrible.
Yes.
Well, nothing to hide there.
No, nothing at all.
Going on over there.
It's a very good documentary on how our government actually does this.
Well, and it's to me, I just don't understand how it even became a politicized issue. I mean, I just in the world that we live in, Kathy, where it seems like everybody wants to save something. You would think that this would be the first thing we want to save is our American history with Mustangs.
Exactly.
I don't know how you do it each and every day because I would be so deflated, and I'm sure it's tough every once in a while to keep going.
Yeah, it is. You get so discouraged about everything, and it's like, and then the next day you get up, you put on your big girl pants, and you go out and you fight back.
And you unthaw the water trough.
Yes.
Well, tickets to this, folks, are only $40, and this is a night of fun. I mean, you aren't going there for 20 minutes.
No.
This is how long's the event run?
It should run about 2 hours.
Well, that's a great night, especially, so, and what I like is that you're doing this the weekend after Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So if you guys can't do something on Tuesday, set time for Saturday and go have some fun.
Yes, exactly. Avoid the crowds, avoid the rush. Tell your significant other, hey, we're going to go do something different for Valentine's Day.
You can always tell the experience. The veteran couples is what I call. Because the newly dating or newly engaged couple on Valentine's Day, they are monsters to be around because they just have it in their mind. They want to go, and you better get out of their way. That special's at 11:30.
Yep.
But you can always tell when someone's been dating or around each other for quite a time because it turns into, why are we doing this? Why don't we just wait till the weekend and go have some fun?
Exactly. And Death by Chocolate, everybody that shows up will receive a chocolate. Will they be the murderer?
Maybe. Well, this is great. What time does this run at, Kathy?
It begins at 7. Doors will open at 6 at the Moose in Wood River.
And are you still accepting donations at any time?
Yes. Donations are always welcome, either for the hay, if you want to come to the event. We've got limited seating of only 100, so if you're wanting to come, you need to get your table reserved, your seat reserved now.
Absolutely. And I encourage you all to head on over to legendarymustangsanctuary.org. That's the website. 148 Mustangs adopted.
No.
Oh.
I'm not good at keeping up with our website.
Oh, never
We've
mind.
actually adopted over 2,000 Mustangs. Yes. I'm not, that's what I mean. Our website's out of date. I don't...
We'll get that fixed.
I do good to have time to update Facebook.
Yeah, well, especially when you're doing what you aren't. This isn't a normal nonprofit. I mean, you're taking care of live animals that you have to be around the clock for.
Yes, exactly. You get up in the morning, you get woke up, you go sit at the computer, you do what you have to at the computer for about an hour and a half. Then you gear up and you go outside and come in when it starts getting dark and have some supper and go back to bed and do it all again.
Well, and that's what you have to do.
Yes.
And that's what I think is so important is the fact that, we drive home that, and you guys, anyone that tours the sanctuary knows you're living right over there.
Yes.
And you were a part of those horses' daily, minute-by-minute lives.
Yes, I could tell you the personality of each and every horse. And if you came in and you said, I want to adopt a horse, I'm like, okay, what are you looking for? And after talking to them for about a half hour, you know what kind of person they are. And they go to this one. Well, I want this one. I'm like, no, I don't think that one would work for you. But we get to know the adopter, so that way we can match the right horse up.
Well, and see, that's what I think is really cool. Is it's you guys are really what a nonprofit should be. Is passion. You got to have it.
Yes.
And passion isn't researching every statistic about things because we can all do that. Passion's really knowing the animal and knowing how you can really set that horse up for success in the last 9 of its life or however long it's got on its tenure.
Exactly, yes.
And I really encourage you guys because Legendary Mustang Sanctuary relies on donations to support the care of the rescued horses and their burros, and they do it through events like this and through ways that you can support them. The sanctuary obtains these animals, and they gently, heal them from being sick and abused, and trust they have to build up with their people and restore their natural spirit.
Yes, exactly.
What's it like when you see a horse come back from a kill? Whenever
when we pick them up from the kill pen, they are very nervous. They're ready to just escape.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what their next thing's going to be. Some of them, they'll come through in a month. Some of them, it may take a year or two for them to really trust you.
Mm-hmm. And folks, you can donate by mailing a check to P.O. Box 725, Edwardsville, Illinois, 62025?
62025, yes.
Bing, I have not missed one today. Or
you're doing good.
Give them a phone call. Talk 618-616-8875. And I encourage you to look up their Facebook page for even more information on February the 17th for that murder mystery. Doors open at 6, starts at 7.
Yes.
At 730 Wesley Drive, Wood River. That's the location of the Moose. Tickets are $40, and we will link the ticket link on the website.
Thank you.
Kathy, is there anything else I need to talk about? Is there anything I'm forgetting about?
But between the hay and the weather, well, I don't know.
Well, all I know is that it's just great to have you guys as an asset here in the region.
It's great to be a part of the region.
And just thank you for all you're doing to help save Americana.
Yes.
And if we can help you any step of the way, we will.
Yes, once the weather straightens up, we look forward to the visitors stopping by and visiting and wanting to know more about the horses and see the sanctuary, and we're always welcome to that. We are booking tour buses right now. We've already got a couple booked for March.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's incredible.
So we're nonstop. Once that weather breaks, that's it. We're on the go constantly.
Off to the races. And you can find out more information, and including ways how to donate, on their Facebook page or legendarymustangsanctuary.org. And I'll see you at Death by Chocolate on February the 17th.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com. Or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Bring it to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it all home to me, yeah, 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 yeah. I know I
We're wrapping up at 10:59 and a little bit of change on this Tuesday morning. Coming up tomorrow, we have a busy show. We're going to be talking to Riverbend CEO, all the students hanging out in studio for a Wednesday morning show. We're going to be talking to Zion Lutheran, and we're going to be getting the latest on their sausage party, or sausage supper. Sorry, I thought about the movie. And we're also going to be talking to Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski tomorrow. All that comes down the pipeline. I'll see you live on Wednesday for more of our daily show. On that note, have a great day. Try your best to stay out of jail.